You read that right. I'm done with resolutions. Finished. Cancel the gym membership that none of us are going to get to use anyway now because our government's handling of the pandemic is just so great. It's brilliant, isn't it? I'm very stressed. I don't know about you, but I was always one of those, this year's going to be my year, people. And I'd make a list of like 10 resolutions to make myself a much better person, so much more rounded. And I'd end up doing like one of them, maybe at best. But also not really. Because let's face it, learning a language, journaling every day, writing a song a week, taking more photos is just too much for one person to do. And they're just the ones I remember off the top of my own head. So this year I've taken a new approach to improving myself in 12 different areas. Now before you go away thinking, Liv, how are you going to manage 12 things if you, by your own admission, couldn't even do 10? I have a plan. Ye of little faith. Because you see, I had two real issues with resolutions. I'd always set hard goals for myself. And I don't mean unachievable goals. Just like, if I was losing weight, I'd have an exact number. If I was taking more photos, I'd have an exact number I wanted to reach. And if I didn't get there, I wouldn't feel satisfied. And then naturally, I'd try and do all of these things at once. I'd get overwhelmed and I'd drop all of them. But because I set really firm goals for myself, I would completely undervalue any progress I did make. Like, okay, yeah, you've taken a lot of photos this year, but did you take this many? Did you? No, then you failed. And that's not exactly conducive to improvement, is it? But not this year. I'm switching it up with what I've dubbed the year of growth. 12 months, 12 improvements. Although technically 11, because I haven't actually put in one for December yet, but it's ages away, so shush. Most importantly, I'm giving myself a full month with each of those areas of growth so that I can really dedicate myself to it, see the daily progression, and not give up. To help me focus, because, I've got a bit of a wandering brain, I've dedicated 2 pages of my bullet journal every single month to journaling on the topic of growth, to talking about the steps I've taken to make myself better, to finding those daily moments of growth. Because I think it's important to keep track of that kind of thing when you devalue your own work a lot. And also, because I've got that whole gifted child syndrome going on, every month I've set myself assigned reading. I need help. This month, for instance, quite fitting now that we're in lockdown again, I've set myself the fun task of tackling my depressive cycles. Yay! Because it was the biggest thing I needed to deal with. Because it's crippling. And for that reason, my assigned reading this month was Happy by Darren Brown. I'm about 2/5 of the way through it now, and it's been so helpful that I've already filled up a page of that bullet journal with just reflecting on my own thoughts and how I act based upon them. So clearly something's working. I'm not going to give you the full 12-month rundown of everything I plan to do, partly because I don't actually have December yet, but also partly because some of them are very personal and things I don't want to share. But next month I'll be tackling health and nutrition. Really at this point in my life I want to be healthy for me. I don't want it to be attractive or slim or whatever. I want to be healthy to make myself feel good, and I think nutrition is a really important place for me to start that. If you do want to know all the things that I'm going to be focusing on this year, at least all the things I'm comfortable sharing, or if you want to come along with maybe one of the 2 of those months, maybe you want to see how I tackle health and nutrition, you can chuck that down in the comments down below if you so desire. And hey, if this has inspired you to do some kind of version of this yourself, please let me know. It would be so insightful to see how other people tackle this same concept of a month per thing and how they take it on. Also, if you have any ideas for December, I could do with it. Yeah, that's it. Bye.